Yo guys, what is going on, and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video. In this one, I wanted to talk to you guys about the new meta that has been coming over to Fortnite. Now, Epic Games has recently made a ton of changes to the shotguns and how the game works overall. Now, they've been limiting mats on how you can collect them, and not too long ago, they also nerfed the llamas so that we can only get 200 of each material out of those llamas. Now, with all these recent changes that have been coming to the game recently, I wanted to give you guys a few tips and tricks on how it is that you can come out on top with a few more wins. Now, on top of this, I wanted to talk to you guys about these changes and whether or not you guys actually like them or if you think they're good for the game. Now, I have a few opinions of my own that I wanted to share with you guys, but I also want to get your opinions down in the comments below to let me know what it is you think about these changes as well. The more input we have from the community, the better Epic Games can tell whether these changes are good for the game or not, and maybe they might actually revert some back to the way we originally liked them if enough people respond. So I do really want to get your guys' input, and I want to see what it is you guys think about all of the changes that have been made. So if you guys haven't known, Epic Games will actually be releasing a new submachine gun into Fortnite in a few days. Now, they have already added 2 submachine guns just recently, and we have the drum gun, which is kind of like a mix between an assault rifle and a submachine gun. It just shoots a lot faster than the normal AR, so it can be used at some of those closer ranges that normal ARs wouldn't normally be able to. So in a way, it kind of is a mix between an assault rifle and an SMG. On top of that, they have brought in an entirely new submachine gun without a suppressor on it, and on top of that, we are going to be getting a new P90 in a few days as well, so that's going to shoot even faster than the normal SMG. Now, with all of these changes to the game, on top of the fact that you cannot double pump anymore, anytime you try to switch between 2 shotguns, you get a 2-second delay, meaning that even if you switch back to the same shotgun that you had, like let's say you're not even running double pump, but you're running just 1 pump and you switch to an AR, as soon as you switch back over to that shotgun, if it's within the 2 seconds, you're going to come out with a loss just because of the fact that your shotgun will be locked for 2 seconds. Now, I really don't agree with this. It makes sense with the double pump why they needed to restrict the 2 pumps being swapped between, but I don't understand why it is once you've already shot a bullet out of your AR or something, or a different weapon, why it is you can't switch back to your shotgun to finish up the kill without having that 2-second delay. That's something I find extremely frustrating, and that's actually what makes the submachine guns as powerful as they are, because you no longer need to make that time to switch or have the delay between when it is you can actually fire your weapon. Now, I really think that the submachine gun changes that they have made are a little bit helpful to the people that run around just double pumping everything. However, for the people that really want the competitive play, it really doesn't make sense to have the restriction of 2 seconds even when you're only running 1 solitary shotgun. In all honesty, I think that they should take that out of the game and make it so that, you can't double pump, but so long as you have 1 pump on you and you shoot a bullet out of another weapon, there's no reason to still have that delay, and you should be able to swap back to hit that shotgun shot to finish people out. This would create the skill gap that people need to have in order to get better at the game. If you just make things super simple and super easy and everybody's just spraying each other down, it completely removes the skill gap from the new players to the people who have been playing for a bit of time, who have gotten their shotgun down, who've gotten their accuracy down, and have learned how to switch between weapons while jumping and building efficiently in order to win their gunfights. Now, if they made that change, I think that the submachine guns would be a little bit less viable. They still be extremely viable and get the job done up close, but at the same time, someone that would prefer to run a shotgun and not just strictly run the new submachine gun meta will have a lot better chances to come out on top in that gunfight, which is something I would really like to see happen to the game, because the non-stop SMG meta that is in this game right now is unfortunately extremely annoying. And like, honestly, I find it a lot more annoying than the shotguns, because you'll be right up on top of somebody and you'll still hit the 8 damage with the shotgun, which was something that they said they wanted to try to fix. And even when I see all the pellets pop up, they did recently make that change where you'll see pellets show. There's a red hit markers each and every time that a pellet hits the enemy, which does help you to become more accurate. But even so, there's times where I'll hit them for 5, 6, even 7 of my pellets out of my gun, and I'm still only doing 20 damage, which I just think is completely unacceptable, because in that same amount of time, you can do over 60 to 70 damage with a submachine gun on somebody, completely just eliminating their shotgun, making it completely useless. So recently, shotguns have just been getting more and more useless as the days go on, and with this new P90 added to the game, we may not be able to use shotguns at all from the ranges that I honestly think that we should be able to use them. Now, I have this entire gameplay where all I do is get some submachine gun kills. Now, I believe I had 1 sniper kill and as well as a grenade launcher kill, but in this gameplay, I showed you exactly what I mean by how the submachine guns just completely obliterate shotguns now, and even if you have one of the best shots in the game and that height advantage and you're really good at building, there's still submachine gun players that are going to beat out your shotgun regardless of if you have all of the advantages. There are a lot of things about the new submachine gun meta that I do like, but I just think that they've added way too many in the past 2 weeks. They've added 3 new submachine guns. If they don't add in some sort of new sniper rifle or some sort of new assault rifle, I honestly think that the submachine guns are going to reign supreme for all of the rest of Season 5. Now, those akimbo hand cannons that recently came out as well are pretty underrated and can replace a shotgun in some ways. Now, they can also outperform submachine guns too. So it looks like the assault rifle is almost at the lowest end of the bucket now when it comes to weapons that you want to use, and those hand cannons are starting to slowly creep up and become more effective than even the assault rifles are. Because even while someone is spraying you with their SMG, you can get one really high impact shot with a Desert Eagle or a revolver to take them down. And with that new P90 in the game and in the mix of things, and it's shooting so fast, I just don't think that it's even going to be possible to get some of those one-tap hand cannon shots or those revolver shots with people running at you with P90s. Because you almost have to think of it as a light machine gun, but it's just a lot easier to shoot. It doesn't have to spin up, but it still shoots almost just as fast with a giant clip that almost never needs to be reloaded. So honestly, I don't really agree with this type of meta, and I want to know what it is that you guys think about this new changes that they've been made to the game. Now, don't get me wrong, anytime a new gun comes to the game, I get excited because it's just a new experience that you can have. But when you can just do nothing but bum rush people with submachine guns and spray them down, and nothing, not even the shotguns can stop you, I think that there's a problem with that. You'll see almost every single kill in this gameplay, people are spraying me with their ARs again and again, and all I do is I just keep building on them and rushing them every single time, and there's almost nothing they can do to stop the rush of my SMG. Now, granted, there's some better players out there than the people I've played in this lobby, but if you've spent any time in Season 5, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, granted, this does keep the game interesting and exciting because with this new weapon, you get to test out new things that you've never used to be able to do before with an assault rifle, and for everyone that just nonstop got shotgunned and didn't necessarily have the best shot with one, it's their time to reign supreme and actually do better than those players who strictly relied on their shotgun. So it's interesting to see the meta switch up once in a while, but when you strictly change it completely and force people to play a certain way, I think that's when you start to have some issues. So if they could just find a way to make double shotgunning viable for those people who just love shotgunning, they love the high intensity of running up in build fights and just shotgunning only, and for those people that also like submachine guns, if we could just find some balancing point, either by changing the damage outputs or potentially even just adding in a new shotgun altogether, like maybe even some sort of dual wielded pump, I think that would actually be pretty insane and be a great balance for all the players in between. So all I really think that we need is some sort of akimbo shotgun, maybe double pumps, double tacks. There's a ton of things that they could do with an akimbo shotgun model, but I definitely think that that's something I would want to see come to the game. I really am hoping that's one of the newest weapons that comes in Season 5. I think another crazy option might even be to add a shotgun maybe with an impulse grenade effect, so maybe it doesn't do a ton of damage, but if you're up on a build fight with somebody just spraying you with the SMG, you could pull out your shotgun that shoots out impulse grenades or some sort of blast effect and just completely blast them off their structure. This would be something extremely funny, and honestly I think that would even be better than the akimbo shotguns all around. They could even add some crazy special effect where if you shot it on the floor, you could even give yourself the ordinary impulse grenade effect, meaning you could use this shotgun for trick shotting and a bunch of crazy things in between. And honestly, I just really hope that that's something that Epic Games has in the works for us sometime down the road. And so I always get excited when they release a new weapon. However, I think it's just been too many of the same type of weapons in a row, and they're just doing way too much to take shotguns out of the game. Originally, what made this game as popular as it was the double pumping and the building mechanics that set this game apart from all of the other battle royales. Now, they're slowly limiting our building, they're slowly limiting our shotgunning, they've taken most of the things out of the game. Now, granted, they've done a few things wrong, they've added things that weren't necessarily great, like the jetpack. People liked it, people hated it. There was the guided missile that people loved, but a lot of people hated, so they completely removed it from the game. And to be completely honest, I think that we're going to see some major changes come into the game in a few months, with either new weapons being added to balance out these weapons that they're adding now, or them just completely removing some of the weapons that they've added just to revert the game back to its original fun state that everyone has been loving already. Now, the reason I do want Epic Games to be extremely cautious about all these recent changes that they've been making is if that they make too many changes that people don't like, or just too many changes that don't fit the casual player, we're slowly going to see this game start to decline. Now, there's tons of new games coming out over the next few months with Black Ops Battle Royale, Red Dead Redemption. There's even a new Destiny update coming out that a lot of people are actually pretty hyped for. And with all this new competition that Fortnite is going to be seeing in the fall, I don't know if they're actually going to be ready to compete with all of the new updates and all of the new games that are going to be coming out. And if they just keep making changes that don't necessarily fit to the majority of players, they're going to have no reason to stay with all the new games coming out, all their friends trying out new things, and they could actually potentially see a large player base drop off completely and switch to other games. So this is a very crucial time for Fortnite, and it's a very crucial time for Epic Games to make the correct changes to keep players playing the game and actually wanting to stay on the game before the fall season hits. So hopefully this video does help you guys out. I want to wrap this up, not take too much of your time up for today, but let me know what points you thought in this video were positive, which parts you thought maybe I got wrong. I really want to get your input on this one, guys, because I want to know where you guys stand on these updates, whether it's making you want to quit the game, whether it's making the game more fun for you. All of your input really does count, so be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Now, I will also leave the rest of this gameplay up, as it is a pretty nice win with the submachine guns, in case you just want to see some new gameplay, or a nice win with the SMGs. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of this gameplay for those of you who do want to watch it, and I will see you guys later on in the next Fortnite video. Peace.